6 years here in Bollywood, I've never received a horror script. I've always received the romantic comedies or the romantic drama. So I love variety. I like to try different things because we only have one life, so we have to do everything if we can. So it was a no-brainer for me to even say, hey, I'm gonna come listen to the narration. And of course, once I heard it, again, I was like, I knew this is what I wanted to do.
Well, for me, I've always been an avid follower of horror films. I love horror films. I've probably watched everything in this genre. And I really wanted to do it. I've been trying for the longest time to get a good script in the horror space. But luckily this came my way after a few years. And the moment it came to me and the right setup to work with a director of Bhushan caliber, a good actress like Nargis. So all of that just came together, and then I said, why not? And it looks like a good project.
I like horror, like all of us here. It's obvious, that's why we're here. I was offered a horror film as my first film by my close friend Bhushan. And because we had watched horror films together since childhood, he thought I was the right person to carry his franchise 1920 forward. And so he entrusted me with this film, 1920 Evil Returns, which, thanks to the audiences and card, it did well. Ragini Amavas 2, Ekta gave me after 1920, or actually after seeing the trailer of 1920, Ekta offered me Ragini Amavas 2. That did even better. And Alone also did well after that. Kumarji gave me this one. So I guess that's the reason why I'm making only horror films, because I think the audiences and the producers, the film industry as a whole trusts me with this genre.
Which of course I didn't know was haunted, but I suspected something was off here. I experienced some things that I think are supernatural. I feel like people think you have to see ghosts and everything has to come at you, but it's actually the little things, right? Yes, it's the flicker of the light, it's the maybe like exactly like the films, like the little door, or maybe something's misplaced.
The chair turning the other way.
Yeah, anything. Like you leave the room and something, you come back and something's different. So I had an issue with these like the beauty blenders. They were going missing. So we're like, well, where would it go? Who would take a used beauty blender? And so 2 days later, we would see this blender just on the floor, like no table, no couch in the way where it could have been hiding under. It was in the middle of the floor, just like slowly, like just rolled. And we're like, what the heck is this? They were like, the sponge. So we're thinking, okay, what could it be? You know, you try to think it's maybe someone dropped it, or maybe it was always there and you couldn't see it. But then we found another one that we lost in a totally different room. Like just sitting in the middle of the space. We're like, what the hell? There it is. There's the other one. So for me, that's like a little like weird. So I think it's supernatural stuff.
The story, because in Hindi horror films, the shortcoming that I've seen is a good storytelling, because there have been a lot of films that people have focused on just making the cheap thrills and here and there and try to scare as an element, and that's where probably audience at times feels disheartened, cheated, that because for anything to tell or to show, you need to elaborate it and show it. So that's where you need the story. If it's just about scaring and creating a boo moment, then you may not get as scared. It will depend person to person. I mean, cutting it short, but that's what is the biggest strength of the film. It has a great story to tell.
Because it's a very good film. It's a damn good film. If the horror audiences, definitely the horror audiences, but even the audiences who don't like horror, especially the audiences who don't like Hindi horror, go and watch this film, because you will see some amazing performances, a very good story that I have told in the story, I have narrated in the story in this film. You have good performances from Nargis and Sachiin, and I have Mona and Ali, all have proven performance. So you will watch a very good film, and yes, of course, you get scared in the film, because that's what it's a horror film, and you're supposed to get scared. But the takeaway, you'll come back with having watched Beauty, satisfied of having watched a very, very good story, a very good film.
You should go watch it because it's my comeback.
Yeah.
So don't forget to go see Amavas.
Hi, this is Sachiin.
Hi, this is Bhushan Patel.
Hi, and I'm Nargis Fakhri.
And you're watching us on
peepingmoon.com.
.com.